Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown. This is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021, and I'm your host, Bronco Bill. So let's get right into this, and we're going to do the AFC West recap. We're also going to do a recap of the Broncos game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then as we head into Week 3. All right, so let's get right to it. Let me start out with Kansas City at Baltimore. That was a Sunday night game, and it was absolutely an amazing game. It was back and forth. It was basically a shootout like I thought it would be. I did say in my last video's predictions that I felt that Baltimore would win this game because I felt that they would be angry and frustrated after the overtime loss to the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday night in Week 1. I felt they're going to come out with a little bit more fire. But I'll tell you what, their defense is vulnerable. But then again, when you're playing against Patrick Mahomes is going to make you look vulnerable. And he's going to exploit your weaknesses. And like I said, it was a back and forth game. It was a tight game. But with the Ravens holding a 36-35 lead over the Chiefs and just a minute and 20 seconds left in the game, the Chiefs had the ball on the Ravens 30. They did a handoff and a fumble. It was actually knocked out of the arms of the running back, and the Ravens recovered, and they held on to win it 36-35. Now, the next game, the Las Vegas Raiders at Pittsburgh. Now, in my last week's video prediction, I know and remember that I said that the Raiders would win this game because I didn't feel that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the Pittsburgh Steelers of yesteryear. They're not. They're old. They're aged. Roethlisberger isn't the same. He's long in the tooth. He's had many, many years in the NFL. And I just felt that even though, they're a respectable team with the terrible towels, they're always a sellout, they're raucous, they're loud. I felt that the Raiders, coming off that win against Baltimore in Week 1, was going to keep rolling that tide and rolling that wave. So the Raiders led after every quarter, and even though the Steelers fought back and made it close, at one point, it wasn't enough as the Raiders pulled away and won 26-17. So that's 2 of my predictions out of the 4 so far that I've gotten right. Let's go to Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, Dallas Cowboys led 14-11 at the half. But hold on. Dallas barely lost to Tampa Bay in Week 1 on Thursday in Tampa Bay. They barely lost. That was a shootout as well. That could have been anybody's game. But it ended up being a Cowboy loss. Now, the Chargers in the first week, they came out victorious. So I thought, okay, well, all right, let's see, which team shows up. They're playing in LA, but I felt that Dallas, like I said in my last video, I felt that Dallas was going to be a little bit irritated and ticked off that they lost to Tampa Bay in prime time. I just know that even though the game was in SoFi Stadium in LA, it was going to be a Cowboy home game, and it was a Cowboys home game, and it was loud, it was raucous. I mean, they were even chanting defense, and the Chargers had to go into a silent count at one point in time. So as the Cowboys led 14-11 at the half and had to get a late field goal with no time left to beat the Chargers 2017. Yes, it was a close game. Just like when the Cowboys played Tampa Bay, it was a close game. But I just had a feeling that the Cowboys would win that game. That I said last video last week. That's 3 out of 4. Now the last game. Denver Broncos at Jacksonville. Now, I felt that Denver would win this game because Trevor Lawrence in Game 1 did not look solid. He did not look even NFL quality. He's not used to losing, and he lost his first game in the NFL. In fact, he lost his first game, and he didn't even lose a game in high school or college. in the regular season. So I just had a feeling that the game is too fast for him right now, and he just wouldn't be sharp, and that Von Miller would have his way, and Bradley Chubb, and Justin Simmons and Patrick Surtain, all of that. So I just felt that Denver would win this game. And I didn't give a score, but I did feel that they'd win this game. So Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence came out on fire as they went down the field for an opening touchdown. However, that was the last time they would lead all day. Cortland Sutton had a monster day with 9 catches for 159 yards. The game could have been a lot closer, but the field goal kicker for Jacksonville missed an extra point and 2 field goals. Denver wins it 23-13. Now, like I said in my predictions, all 4 of those came true. Raiders won, Baltimore won, Dallas won, and Denver won. Now, let's move on to next week's predictions. Okay, so before I get into that, right now it's the Broncos and the Raiders are tied for first at 2-0. Kansas City, actually, tied for 2-0. Kansas City and the Chargers are both 1-1. Now let's get into predictions for Week 3. The Chargers are at the Chiefs. Now, Kansas City, in my opinion, will bounce back from the loss to the Ravens with a very, very solid win. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. I doubt it. Justin Herbert's talented. They've got their wide receivers. They've got their running backs. They've got their defense. There's holes in their offense for sure. There's holes in their defense, and I have a feeling that Patrick Mahomes is going to exploit those weaknesses, because that's what you do to try and win the game. Patrick Mahomes is a genius, and even though Tampa Bay made him vulnerable in Super Bowl 55, I have a feeling that Patrick Mahomes is going to get the job done in this game. So I have the Chiefs beating the Chargers in Week 3. Now Miami goes to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is raucous, guys. I mean, excuse me. I saw a lot of some video of the inside of Allegiant Stadium, and that's amazing. That's an amazing, amazing stadium. And the fans there in Vegas are just out of their mind to have a team. I understand. I heard that from somebody who lives in Vegas, that a lot of people are moving from Oakland to Vegas so they can go to their Raider games, and that doesn't surprise me one bit, not one bit. The Raiders will have a cakewalk in this blowout of a game. That's how I feel. Miami is 0-2 right now, guys. The Raiders are 2-0. The Raiders are solid. They're strong. They're coached by John Gruden. Yes, he had a couple of hiccups in the first couple of years as our head coach, but now he's got the players he wants. He's got the system he wants. He has a new stadium. He has a fan base that's crazy in a city of Vegas that's crazy. I don't see the Raiders losing this game. Absolutely not. I'll be shocked if it's not a sellout, a shutout. I'll be absolutely shocked if it's not a shutout. Vegas wins that game hands down. Let's go to the last game. The New York Jets at Denver. Now, this is Denver's first home game of the season. They're 2-0, and they've won both games on the road convincingly. 27-13 in Week 1 against the Giants, and 23-13 in Week 2 against Jacksonville. So the defense is there. And I'll be surprised and shocked if the Jets score 13 points on Denver. Because the Giants are better than the Jets. Jacksonville's better than the Jets. And the Jets got shut out, I believe. Or no, they didn't. I believe, well, they lost last week anyways. But I don't see them putting up any more points than 13, if they even get to 13. So Denver's first home game will have a sellout crowd so loud that the Jets are going to be confused with their play calls. I think there's going to be a lot of penalties of false start. There's going to be penalties of holding. and the Jets are just going to implode because they're not going to be able to handle the pressure that Denver's going to give in the front four. Denver wins this game at home and goes 3-0. So if all the predictions come true like they did last week, I have the Chiefs going to 2-1, the Chargers going to 1-2, and Vegas and Denver both going to 3-0. Now the score that I'm going to give for the Broncos-Jets game is this. I see Denver scoring 30 on the Jets. So I have the score Denver 30, Jets 12. Jets 10. So I have it at 30-10 Denver. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Tell me I'm dead on. Tell me I'm totally screwed. Whatever. In any case, guys, comment. I'd love to hear from it. I'll respond. And I respond to all of them, positive or negative. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Have a wonderful football weekend. And the Broncos play at 1 o'clock Pacific time, 2 o'clock Denver time at home against the New York Jets. We'll talk to you on Tuesday after Monday Night Football. We'll talk to you then. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.